You already seen in details the holes of Excalibur, and now I'm explaining my method to try the route and how far I am from sending the route, the whole route. Right now I'm trying it not from the ground, but I'm trying a new method that is not new. I didn't invent it, but I use it quite a lot now, especially on bibliography, and I called it the LowPoint method. Actually, probably has another name, but for me the LowPoint name works because it's the opposite of the high point. So what I'm doing here is trying to send the route from the lowest point possible. Right now my low point is from these two jugs in the middle of the route. So I already climb from here up to the top. Actually I never tried the top out, but I suppose it's finished after the crack jug. So I consider this the low point, and this technique is very useful for trying longer routes. It works very well on bibliography. I used to try it from the second boulder to the top, then from the rest to the top, and then from the first boulder to the top, and from there I start trying from the ground. So this technique I'm using it on Excalibur, and I'm trying to adding few holes on the lower part every time I do the low point. So right now this is my low point. This is actually my low point attempt where I succeed from the jugs, and when I succeed on a low point attempt and try to start from few holes below, I try some logical steps. So maybe sometimes it's one hole below, sometimes it's 2 or 3 holes, depending on how comfortable it is to try to start. And actually I just start from hanging from the quick draw on the rope and try to send the route from there up to the top. This technique works for 2 reasons. The first one is you actually train on the route while you're trying the low point, but the same thing works for a high point. If you start from the ground and fall on the high point, you are training on the route. But this specific method works because you actually try always different part of the route. In the high point, like it happened a lot on Perfecto Mundo, I did a lot of high point attempts, so I tried to send the route from the ground, but I always fell at the same move on the cracks, on the one finger pocket and the pinch. And that was a struggle for the mind because I couldn't see any physical improvement because I always fell on the same move. A couple of times I tried the low point method on Perfecto Mundo too, and it worked well, and I tried it from the rest on the middle of the route up to the top, and then from there when I did it I tried actually immediately from the ground. Actually it would work better to try it from a few holes below the rest. So right now on Excalibur I'm not doing some high point attempts, so I'm not trying from the ground, because the first 3 moves on Excalibur are the hardest one. So actually my high point is just grabbing the second hold and try to go to the third. And it would be really frustrating to try the route from the ground every time, because I just would fall like on the third or maybe on the fourth move. So I'm trying from the jugs to the top, and this is the attempt that I did it. And right now I'm trying another low point that I didn't succeed yet, but I was very close. So the first 3 moves are the hardest one. You already seen them in the previous video, and I can show you again here. Actually the first 2 holes doesn't count as moves because my feet are still on the ground. So this is the first hold that I grab with the right hand, the second hold with the left hand, and from here there are still no moves, so I'm still counting 0 moves. Even with the high heel hook on the left, I'm not counting it as a move because is a foot move, and the first move actually is very hard. It's going to a crimp with the right, and then going again still with the right is the second move. These for me are the hardest move of the whole route, and they are the very first two moves. The third move is a bit easier. I go to a one finger pocket, which is very small, and from there I switch from the left heel to the left toe, so I just stand, and actually my next low point attempt is starting exactly from this position. So I just hang on the rope, just go from the one finger pocket, standing with the left foot, and try to send the root from there. This will be a very good low point attempt, because actually if I can do from here the root, just 3 moves are missing, the first 3, but they are the hardest one, so even if I can do it from here, will be still super hard. My previous low point attempt from the jugs, that are actually around here, right here, could be considered as a 9A plus route probably. So from the jugs to the top could be 9A plus. From the one finger pocket, from where I start now, I think it could be 9B, something like this, and adding the 3 first moves, I think the route could be around 9B plus. So the whole route, Excalibur, could be graded as 9B plus, but I'm not sure yet, because I still have to send it, and it's still a project, so this is a big question mark for the moment. This was the first move that I stuck this move starting from there, and here I was struggling a lot. I almost fell here, and the next clip is the hardest one, and from here starts the last crux of the route, which is a bit easier than the very first crux, but still I have to climb 50 moves before doing this. And this was my best low point attempt from that position. Bene, ho provato a partire dal monodito, a vedere fin dove riuscivo ad arrivare, ed è stato il mio giro migliore. Sono caduto lì all'ultimo crux della via, è stato il giro migliore per ora, e tra un po', pian piano, cercherò di partire sempre da più in basso appena riesco, per poi partire da terra. Questa è la mia tecnica low point, diciamo, cercando di farla sempre da più in basso fino a che poi non parto da terra.